So previously I installed a new faucet and then had it converted to laminar flow. Now it's time to replace the old dishwasher. So first thing is to turn the breaker off. Then I'm going to shut off the hot water supply and then remove the clamp to the drain hose and detach it. Now I'm free to pull out the dishwasher. Now to undo the electrical. Just need to remove the cover and disconnect all the wires. And the last thing to do is to disconnect the water supply. And that's it. That's all it takes to remove a dishwasher. So this thing is now a decade old. It's a Kenmore that we paid around $600, I think. And it's never had any problems. Except for one major issue. And that is the choice of material for some of the components inside. It's this weird plastic composite that over time starts to disintegrate. And eventually the material wears out enough that the clips at the top end up snapping, at which point you have to replace it, which I've done a few times. But still, it's not as bad as the cutlery basket. So over time, they get to a point where they just snap off. I can literally scrape this until it disappears. So then what happens is these drop, make their way into these holes, and jams the macerator. And that gets annoying because then I gotta, this whole assembly has to get removed. But I guess not anymore. The new dishwasher is a Miele G7566SCVi, whatever that means. And I didn't know at the time when I ordered it, but it doesn't come with the front panel, as in the part with the handle. This is because this is a built-in ready model, meaning it's ready to accept your cabinet face for that built-in look. Fortunately, if you don't like the built-in look and instead prefer the look of stainless steel, then all you have to do is give them more money. Without the front panel, it's very difficult to open, and without the extra weight, it springs back pretty hard to being closed. The integrated supply hoses are nice though. Not only does it eliminate the chance of leaking at the connection, you also don't have to buy one. All dishwashers are tested at the factory. That's why the water. You can plug this in, or you can cut this off and hardwire it. I'm not going to. This is a 20 amp dedicated circuit just for the dishwasher. And yes, the breaker is off. I'm just gonna open up the cover, disconnect the hot, the neutral, and the ground, in that order, and then install the receptacle by connecting the ground, the neutral, and hot, in that order. So with that taken care of, installing the dishwasher is equally as simple as removing it. Just plug in the cord, undo the hoses, connect the hot water, connect the drain hose, and technically that's all it takes to hook it up. You just have to push it into place now, making sure the hoses aren't getting pinched anywhere, especially by the dishwasher. So this piece of plastic is apparently a steam cover. They include a pretty detailed instruction on how to apply it, and also supply you with this hardware that gets attached here to help with the installation, as shown here. I'm supposed to apply this to the bottom of the surrounding cabinet because this particular model, when it's done the cycle, it automatically opens the door a bit to release the steam in order to help with the drying process. So I'm going to do that first and then adjust the height. Here I'm raising the dishwasher to have a 3/4 inch gap at the top. Which will be gone when it sits on top of the actual flooring, whenever it is I get to that. That aside, all good. Flush on both sides. $400 and 2 weeks later, the door face is here. Just gotta screw these cleats on. With the cleats installed, plus the crossbar, it's just a matter of clipping it on. And then securing the fasteners on the side. So there it is, the dishwasher installed. Next episode, I'm going to be making some custom drawer pulls. Until then, that's about that.